Okay, here we are. So we are live. Thank you for joining us. Those that have, those that are looking at this after we've been live, thank you for looking. And welcome to what is episode 3 of the FootballWorks football show. I'm joined by the Arsenal General, aka local coach extraordinaire, Rory Downs. Rory, how you doing?
How you doing, Paul? Not too bad. It's been a long time, mate.
Do you know,
A
I was
very long
looking
time.
and it said it's been about 9 months since we did one of these.
Wow.
Basically, since the season gone. But you know what? I have to give props to ourselves because on one of the 2 previous shows we spoke about Chelsea. We
Yeah.
spoke about Chelsea, and we mentioned when those kids click, they'll be all right. And I don't know that we knew they were going to be that all right, but are they not like world champions or something?
Yeah. That's right. That's the one.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying props to you, props to me, props to us. We know our stuff. And yeah, proud of us for that. If I knew what I was doing, I'd edit the clip from the previous one and drop it in right now, but I ain't got a clue. So I'm still learning this stuff. So, I thought we were live and I'd not pressed the button. So that's how good I am at this. But anyway, we're not about the tech, we're about the football, aren't we, bro?
Definitely, no doubt about it.
That's it. So, Rory, just tell the listeners, watchers, whatever. Oh, we've got a viewer. Yay! Thanks, viewer. Cool. Tell your friends because there's only one of you right now. We need more. So yeah, Rory, tell those who've joined in, all one person at the minute, about who you support. I think it's a little bit obvious maybe from your hook name, but just let the viewers know. Let them know.
Yeah. Lifetime Arsenal. I'm not going to say fan. Arsenal supporter. Okay.
Could you say Arsenal sufferer? It's been
You know.
painful.
The thing about it. It's to me personally. Um, the players we've got. I'm happy. I'm happy with the transfer window.
Yeah.
But it's just that other things. It's like I'm not happy with. To be honest, I've been saying it for a long time now, and it's like it's coming to tuition because people are quite a few Arsenal fans actually getting disgruntled with the way we're playing football. It's not the type of football like people are used to. Do you know the people at our age, or a bit older, we're used to
Mm.
good football, but the younger people, because that's all they know, that this type of football they say like it's acceptable. But for me, the way we play is not acceptable, if I'm honest. Because like,
Okay.
yeah,
Let's expand on that a little bit. So you don't like the style. Um, I mean, we accept at the top level of the game now, and even in some of the leagues below that, this whole kind of concept of the goalkeeper's now your 11th outfield player as well as a goalkeeper. Is it partly that? Is that the style of play that you're not liking? What drill down a little bit on what it is about the Arsenal style, the Arteta way that is not making you happy.
right. So right, this goes back to I think it's season 2022, 2023, if I'm right. Um, the way we was playing football is quality football. It's like passing the ball, moving it around, and
Mm,
expressing ourselves. You had people like Martinelli, Saka. Do you know what I mean? They're at the peak, and it was allowed to actually express themselves. But because like was actually I think it was like 8 points behind, and then City just come and just blitzed us. It's just like it seems like Arteta's just like he just lost it. He just says, right, I'm gonna change the style. We're gonna go defensive, and then when we play like defensive now, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. We're just trying to change the style. Like we're always scoring goals off set pieces, which is not a bad thing, but
no.
it's like we're relying on it. It's been relying the last few seasons relying on set pieces, the throw-ins, corners, free kicks. It's like we're playing. You remember back in the day, like some of the viewers might not even remember. Back in the day, we're playing like people say, "Oh, Stoke City." Not so much Stoke City. I'd say Wimbledon.
Mm,
When John Fashanu, Dennis Wise,
very direct.
too direct. It's like
Mm,
soon as we get a corner, oh yeah, we might have a chance of scoring, or like around the 18-yard box, we get a long throw. Everyone's flicking it on, and it's just like that's how we're playing. And for Arsenal, we don't play like that. It's not in our DNA to play like that. You know, it's not good. It's not good. It doesn't look good at all. Doesn't look good at all. And you'd expect the manager to have the Pep DNA, but it doesn't seem like he's got the Pep DNA. He's playing like David Moyes when he was at Everton. That's how he's playing. I'm not being with all due respect. David Moyes has got a good philosophy. Don't get me wrong, because he's won things.
Yeah, exactly.
He won things at West Ham. Won something at West Ham.
Yeah, won the European Cup.
But we haven't won nothing. We can't win nothing that way. Every time we go to the big six teams, right? Okay, yeah, Man United ain't playing the best at the moment. So obviously we always do well at Man United recently. But when you go to Liverpool, like you get to a certain level with like a few seasons we've took the lead. I think it was like a few seasons ago was winning 2-0, and he just locked the shop. And then you come back and score 2 goals. I think it was the year before. I think we drew 1-1. Can remember Shinchenko making a mistake there and just tried to lock the shot. And like even Man City last year, 2-1 up. 2-1 up, got a player. I think Trossard got sent off, and just obviously locked the shop.
Was that for kicking the ball away or something? It's like
that's
right. Yeah, weak like that, wasn't it? Yeah, oh yeah, frustrating. Okay, Rory, because I mean you're a football guy inside out. You know what you're talking about. You've coached teams at great levels, worked with professional teams. So, what would you like to see Arsenal do? And what? Okay, so for so long the shout has been Arsenal need a striker. Arsenal need a striker, and you've had a good transfer window. You've got a striker in, and to be fair to the kid, he looks like he will do something in the Premier League. I think he's already scored within the first 3 games, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, let's go back. Arsenal were renowned for being a team that would win, 1-0. You had that shout, didn't you? 1-0 to the Arsenal,
Yeah.
So, talk to me about. Okay, you're talking about, and it's fair because if a team can't beat the teams in the top 6, invariably they're not going to win the league. Because, I think, okay, cards on the table, as many people know, I'm a Liverpool fan. Last season, I mean, we could have tripped over ourselves 3, 4, 5 times and still won the league. And in fact, we did. If you look at the end of the season, once we'd won the league, I don't think we won a game or something like that. We were just awful. I mean, we were terrible, And even running up to the last game that we won, that won us the league, we weren't flying. We weren't like, when you've seen like the Arsenals and the Man U's of the past in the Premier League, when they come to the business end of the season and they're cruising. Like the team is just so slick, and that in fact teams turn up and they're like, oof, geez, don't want these today, don't fancy it. We weren't that. We got over the line and we did, and it's not our fault if other teams were either in transition, had major injuries. I'm not going to put us on a level with Leicester, but you've got to take advantage of the situation that's in front of you. And we won more games than everybody else. But surprisingly, we didn't reach the heights in terms of points, as we have some seasons where we've lost the league to Man City by a single point on occasion.
You didn't have to.
We didn't have to.
The thing about it is, like, the way I see it is, Paul. Yeah, sorry to put it. For me personally, it wasn't even a title race.
Yeah, it's true.
It wasn't even a title race.
It's true.
It was done. It was done.
Yeah.
Once you got 10 points ahead, that's it. Honestly, you wasn't actually no one that going to catch you because there wasn't even a title race.
Yeah, it's true. I'm so glad you said that, because as much as it pains me to say, because normally people are like, oh yeah, my club's perfect, everything's great. I was thinking, we need to be careful for this season, because if we think that's good enough, okay, we've won the league, but I can't explain it, but just there were so many other teams that weren't at their best. We were like at 75%, 80% max, and we won the league. And I mean, that's a blessing. It goes down in the history books, and I'm happy. I'm sad about what happened when we had our celebrations, because I just thought, can we as a club catch a break? It was an amazing day. Close to 1 million people or more were on the streets of Liverpool. And up until that point of the incident that happened, as the best of my knowledge, there was no issues with crowd disturbance and issues or any violence, anything like that. And it's just an unfortunate set of events that has led to that, as I understand it. I'm not going to dwell on that because I just want to look forward. And we've started a new season, but obviously during the summer, I have to mention it, the horrific thing that happened with Diogo Jota 10 days after getting married to his sweetheart from childhood. We've got 3 children together. And then for the mother to lose her 2 sons in one time, it's just
not good.
Well, honestly, there isn't words, Rory. There isn't words.
It was a great player. It was a great player. I ain't gonna lie, it was a great player.
Yeah.
There was rumours, like not last season before, Arsenal were actually looking at him. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him fitting into an Arsenal team. He's got that. Yeah, that he would work there. God rest his soul. Hopefully he's looking down on us and his brother this season, and both of them can give us something, and hopefully we can get through the next 30. Well, played 3. Was it 35 games now left? 34 games left, whatever. And do it again. That's the hardest thing in the Premier League, is to win it back to back. But I hope we can do something along those lines. But yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Again, speaking of that, lovely to see James Milner yesterday score a goal at 39 years young. Still doing it in the Premier League, this guy. Amazing. And then lovely was his celebration. He dedicated that. He'd done the little PlayStation or games console kind of celebration, which Jota used to do, which what I didn't realise was that this guy was like one of the best in the world on console football.
Yeah, he was good, yeah.
Yeah, next level. Yeah, next level. So I guess sometimes when you're talented, you're talented. I've heard it said before, good spirits and good people do die young, unfortunately. And he left us way too young. And so you can imagine as a club, I mean, the fan base of Liverpool, we've just had tragedy after tragedy. It's almost like, let 5 years pass, just drop us with another one because we're expecting something to happen. But you can imagine, we spoke on one of the previous pods about our captain from Borowash, Kyle, passing, post-COVID. And it's devastating, even when you're not with a club anymore, you're with that group of players. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, especially when somebody's stolen so young. Yeah. So, obviously as a team, we've had to get over that. I mean, I don't know about you, Raw, but man's been ruthless, Slot's been ruthless in terms of getting people gone and getting people in. I'm sure I just saw Harvey Elliott has gone.
He's gone to Villa. He's gone to Villa.
Yeah, which is a great move for him. It's a great move for him.
I think it was. Is it obligation to buy? 30? Is it 35 million? 35 million. I've seen. Yeah.
I've not seen the numbers, but again, it's like there was rumours from the because England won the under-21s and he was a big player in that, massive. And in fact, you saw the impact of a player playing regular first-team football against under-21 lads who are developing but not there yet. In that tournament, Elliott just looked next level. And I thought, we've got to keep this lad because there have been rumours for a while that he was going, way before even that tournament. But, I mean, thing is, if you've bought in man like Wirtz, you're kind of like, with the best will in the world, Elliott's is not Wirtz, and then you're thinking, okay, who are you covering for? You're really skillful, you're really good quality. You're not as quick as Salah, even though he's on his, there's probably a season or 2 left in his legs, and then Salah will be off to Saudi League, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But you'd struggle to see where he's going to come in with like the overall tempo of our team. In fact, the only player that we've got who's like medium pace is McAllister. Everybody else is an absolute animal in terms of speed. I mean, that said, though, I don't know if yesterday, Kirkes and Madueke, that was a battle.
That was a proper battle. That was. And the thing about it is, one thing I'll say, Madueke, I wasn't happy with the signing, but for what I seen yesterday, I was like, yes, this boy can play. This boy can play.
Do you know something? It reminds me of the situation with Cole Palmer, because Cole Palmer was at City. And I can remember when he first, I forget what game it was, he comes on, this slight-looking lad, you're thinking, he's just going to get ragged. And he didn't. And then you think to yourself, hang on, he's going to leave City and get to Chelsea. And then you look at how he's flourished. Sometimes you have to come out from under where you are to thrive.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a case with Palmer. Madueke looks like somebody where he was probably always going to be on rotation at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Whereas it looks like he's come into the Arsenal team. And especially, listen, we know that Saka's prone to injury, unfortunately, because he plays so much. But he's on your right-hand side, a different player, offers something different. Because let's be honest, Kirkes ain't slow.
No, he ain't slow at all.
Madueke made him look slow. You know?
The thing about it is, like, you see with Madueke now, you might actually give the manager something to actually think about. Because obviously, like, we still ain't bought that left winger. The left winger we wanted, we still haven't actually bought him. So it might be a possibility. Or this is what I do personally. If, like, obviously I'm getting my manager head on there, I'd keep Madueke there and put Saka on the left.
Oh, go back to, rather than being inverted, go back to right on the right, left on the left.
Madueke is more comfortable on the right hand side. If you play Saka on the left hand side, Saka will cause problems on the left hand side because instead of him keep cutting inside all the time, he can go on the outside, and he can cut in. He can cut in. He's good on his right. He's good on his right foot, so he can just whip the ball in the bottom corner or top corner. So that's me personally. Anyway, that's what I'd actually do.
Do you know what, Raw? Do you know something about it, right? And I love that you've gone with that. I don't know if you remember the time when John Barnes joined Liverpool.
Yeah.
In terms of wingers, I can remember watching the games that they used to be on ITV all them years ago.
Yeah.
I can remember watching John Barnes take the ball right to the touchline, and just before it looked like it was going to go out of play, playing on the left side with his left foot, he'd just whip it in.
That's right.
And there's no need to check because that one last touch that just goes past the defender's leg before the whip, and no end of goals were scored from Liverpool with that kind of style. And we've gone away from that, where the way we hurt a player from the winger is to invert the wingers. So you put your left foot on the right foot on the left, and then we're asking them to cut in. But then defenders know that. So it's easy to get the block in. I mean, unless you like scoring a goal like Mark Gahey scored last night, then it doesn't matter how well you try and defend the cutting in. But in the advent now of, if it touches you anywhere on the arm, your body shape and all that jazz, it is harder for defenders to get that balance and position because they've got to tuck their arms behind their back. And I don't know about you, but I can't balance if I do that. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work, you know? So you imagine that at Premier League place, you're trying to get balance, you're trying to make yourself big, as you've always been told to as a defender, but you've got to have your arms behind your back. I mean, it's just counterintuitive. It's not even natural. They talk about natural position nonsense. So it's a refreshing thought to go back to the old school way of just having a left foot on the left side and a right foot on the right side, because all they've got to do is knock it out their feet and run, the Dharma Traore style, and whip it in. And then it's about what they do in the box. And the thing is, you've got a striker now. You've got a centre forward.
Exactly.
And, you know, speaking for myself, under veteran striker treble one hashtag, whatever, don't even know if I've said that right. You see how useless I am at this technology? I can talk for England, but I don't know what I'm talking about technology-wise. Check me in a year, I'll get better. Anyway, my point is this. When you're a striker, and I'm still doing that for vets, just signed for a new team this season, and when you make your move, you're expecting the ball to come. Yeah? If after a while you've made your move and the ball's not coming, they've gone square, they've gone back to the keeper, whatever they've done, they've kicked it out of the play. You subconsciously, you think, oh, shall I make that move? Because, you know, every run costs you a little bit of energy. And then comes a point when you ain't getting ball, you think, I ain't going to make that move. And then one time you don't make the move, guess what? They're not the ball. You're like, oh, for goodness sake, why don't you do it? Do you know what I mean? So that's where the relationship in training with the new striker, whose name escapes me.
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, there he is. And he's got that celebration. Is that celebration?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. So Gyökeres, he looked good to me in what I've seen in the first 3 games. He looked really good. And he could be the answer because, I mean, Havertz is injured again, isn't he? I believe. Yeah. So he's got to come in now and I think he would have anyway because he looks like an out-and-out striker. Some of the stuff he's done already, just as he's got the ball in around the 18, just driving at defenders, just like as if to say, I don't care that you're there. I'm going past you. And one of the goals he scored, he did exactly that and then took it in near post, reversed it against the keeper. Beautiful stuff. So,
Gyökeres, people are looking at him expecting like regarding the build-up. He's not one of them players who like during the build-up is there to score goals.
he's a
He's
box
one of
player.
them.
He's a box
You know
player.
what I mean,
Yeah.
he's a pretty, but he's one of them old-fashioned type of centre forwards. Once you give him the ball, once you got time to run at you, he'll run at you. But the problem is we're not feeding him. It's like when you look at the game, if you look at the game yesterday, it's like he's playing like a false nine. Because we're defending with that camped on our 18-yard box that much. There's so much. There's not like the way Arteta coaches. He doesn't like that big massive space between his defenders and his midfield players. He you know what I mean. He likes it nice and condensed. So when you've got your defenders camped on the 18, and then you got your midfield players, that means Gyökeres has the only way he can link in with his midfield players. He's got to drop all the way back to the halfway line. So you know what I mean. So he's going backwards instead of him working side to side. He's going up and down, and that's what's kind of killing the shape at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I think what needs to happen. Well, again, let's talk about the game yesterday because, as I say, big Liverpool fan right here, huge Arsenal fan in yourself, and it was Liverpool v Arsenal at Anfield. A piece of magic happened. I'll tell you what, right? The last time, or the last couple of times I've watched a free kick as special as that was probably the one that swung out and in from Carlos, and then some madness that Cristiano Ronaldo did, again, I think, against Arsenal, from like way too far out, where the man just knuckleballed it and it just, I think it went past Lehman. Was it Lehman? And I was like, you're not able to do, you shouldn't be able to do that with a ball. But, this is a guy who, in Ronaldo, train. And like Szoboszlai said in his interview, I can't even explain it because, people in the game know that technique that's practice. That's learning, understanding the ball, hitting it in such a way where you can get it to stun or bend or dip and drop after 30, 40 yards of travel. It's not traveling that fast by the time it gets to the keeper, but it's just what the ball does on the way to the keeper that means that it's very hard for the keeper to do anything. And I think that's probably one of the best free kicks we'll see this season, unless Szoboszlai pulls something else out the bag in the remaining games. But, I mean, up to that point, did you watch the game, Rory, or did you listen to the game? Because I didn't get the chance to watch it.
I watched the whole of the game.
Okay, so over to you then, Rory. I mean, what was your impressions? Because, again, Liverpool and Arsenal, especially when we consider what happened to Man City yesterday, are absolutely considered the two favourites for the title this season. Let's. What did you think of yesterday's game?
For me personally, like before the actual teams got named, I've never seen the starting lineup. I was really, really confident because I expected Eze to play.
Yeah.
I expected Eze to play like either in the 10 or on the left-hand side.
But when he didn't start in it because he's fit to go in it.
He didn't start him, and like when I seen the lineup, I was like, oh my goodness. So basically, what he's done, back four's perfectly fine. But what he did, he went with Mourinho, Zubimendi, and Declan Rice in midfield. So there's absolutely no creativity in there. It was just like three defensive midfield players. He went in with. And last time he did that, when he played with three defensive midfield players, I think it was Thomas Partey, Mourinho, and Rice. They played against Bournemouth. We lost 2-0. Lost 2-0 with that shape. And for me personally, the only way to get at Liverpool was to either play Eze, even if you want to play Eze in the 10,
Mm.
If Odegaard ain't fully fit, you play Ethan Ranieri. We never did that. We never had no creativity in the actual middle of the park. So basically, you might as well say it was 4 defenders, 3
Hmm.
defensive field players. So you might as well say we had seven defensive players, and you cannot play football like that. You know,
Okay.
you just like it's like you look to park the bus and try to nick a goal from a set piece, from a corner or a free kick or something like that. You cannot play football like that, and that's why I'm not happy with the way we play football. And you know what I mean? If you've bought in a player for £67 million like
Yeah.
Eze, you've got to play him because he played last week. Nothing, not a problem.
Yeah.
He had a full training session with the
Yeah.
team, and players like that, he always does well at Liverpool. You're at Liverpool ground, he always does well.
Well,
So
let's remember this is the guy that won the FA Cup for Palace with the goal he scored.
yes, that's
You
right.
know?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Mm. So so that gives Liverpool the initiative to look at the starting lineup and say, right, Eze ain't playing, Odegaard ain't playing. So he's got Mourinho, Zubimendi, and Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a good player, but it's
Yeah.
like when you're watching the game, it's like he's playing like a marathon runner. It's like a marathon runner. I'm being upfront. He's like a marathon
Yeah.
runner because he's up and down, up and down, up and
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Well, that's not his game.
Almost too much.
Yes, that's not his
Almost
game.
too
That's not
much.
his game. It's like
Yeah.
the manager's trying to convert into a Frank Lampard, but it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Obviously, we bought him as a 6. So,
Yeah.
but he's trying to convert him into an 8. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, it's like running. He's just covering too much ground. The guy's
Yeah.
covering too much ground, you know. And no disrespect, Zubimendi, great on the ball. What I mean, he's great on the ball, but his
Mm.
defensive qualities.
I like
I
him.
mean, the person who we had last season, I don't want to mention his name. You know what I'm on about. The person who we had in the middle of the park, and you know what I mean. We need somebody like him, and there's something
Mm.
missing. There's something missing in our midfield. We haven't
Mm.
got that person who can actually control.
Yes. Take a
Zubimendi,
grab the
Zubimendi
game.
can do it. He can do it on when we play at home.
Yeah.
We play home games, but when away games, we need someone in there. You know what I mean? Like the person who was playing last year. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah. I
dominate
do.
things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we're
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah.
So there's
And
not a good balance. The balance ain't there. Balance is not there.
no, I see that now as you say that. And have you had an? Is it Saliba that's had an injury as well?
Yeah, he
You
had an
lost
injury
Saliba.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing I'll say, the new lad who came yesterday,
Mm.
Mosquera, he was absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
He was superb. He was like obviously like sometimes I watch the Spanish football, La Liga,
Yeah.
and he can play anywhere across the back four.
Yeah.
And I've seen him deal with Vinicius Junior, and I've seen him deal with Mbappe, and they've got nothing
Okay.
out of him, and he's full of pace. He reminds me when Arsenal won the title 2003 2004 when
Hmm.
Kolo Toure came into the team. He's like a little
Um,
mole like that because he's got pace. The boy's got
yeah.
pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
The boy can play. We never even missed a believer yesterday. That's how good he played.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. I like that.
Mm.
That's a good shout. Okay. Well, I mean, again, let's not be silly. It's early in the season. It's 3 games in. So you guys will come good. Again, like you've said there, you've missed the focal point in the centre of your team, and we know all teams, all levels. You want to be successful. Goalkeeper, centre back, centre of midfield, and your striker. That string, that line that goes through your team, it's all important. And the relationships between those 4 and the characters of them. And when you lose a big character and big player, and a player that not only has presence on the pitch, but the players look up to because of what they do and what they offer to the team, it's a bit like of the era of Steven Gerrard. Liverpool without Steven Gerrard wasn't the same Liverpool. That's just a fact. Roy Keane, the era of Manchester United, no Roy Keane in the team, which was very rare because he was very rarely not playing. He always got himself on the pitch. Manchester United, a different animal. I think what's happened, I think Liverpool as a team, we've stayed true to our identity. We've always been a team that can play football from the 80s, but we've always been able to play short. We've also been able to play long. And then we've also, if you needed to, we've been able to play a physical game and mix it up. And then we had that little period like under Benitez where we had like the Kyle and some players where I looked and I thought, have you got a Liverpool shirt on? I can remember Neil Razor Ruddock. That was Souness era. Signing, I think it was. Signing for Liverpool. I was thinking, you're not a Liverpool player. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're not a Liverpool player. But we lost our way a little bit. We really did. And I think some of the top teams have sort of lost their way a little bit. Football is such big business now. And the other thing that is impacting on that for me personally is the fact that, and we're guilty of this now, if you look at our squad, how many of the lads in our first team squad are from Liverpool or the surrounding area? And people might say, oh, but Paul, it's an international game now. Football's moved on. You've got American owners, la-di-da-di-da. True. All that is true. But there is something about having that local identity and understanding the local identity and what it means to the fans. I mean, we've just got over the line. I mean, it was the biggest hoo-ha of the transfer window. Alexander Isak joining us. I believe that he's actually having his medical as we speak now. As we speak, Monday, 1st of September, 8:30, he's having his medical. And I believe he's gone for, I think it's 125 mil, which is like a British transfer record. Which in my head still feels like, so hasn't somebody come in like for more than that? But clearly that's what they're reporting. So there's been some crazy moves this season. I mean, just flashed up on the screen now. You've got Ilkay Gundogan gone from City to Galatasaray.
Wow.
Massive player for City.
Wow.
Massive. Now, I can appreciate that there'll be many players who think, oh, do you know what? I play for City, can't play for another Premier League team. But I'm like, I think there's a lack of ambition from some Premier League teams that wouldn't think, I'm at least going to get in the hunt and like ask the question because this guy's proven at that level.
Yeah, you know, with Gundogan now, I think his legs are gone. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think his legs are gone.
He's on the downward slope, maybe. Yeah, could be. Good shot. Yeah.
That's what I think it is. And like, can't afford to carry them plays anymore. That's like De Bruyne. De Bruyne is great on the ball.
He knew.
But the thing about it, like with the Premiership, it's quicker. But when you go to like Italian league, it's slow.
It's true.
And
you
Spanish,
can get away with it.
Technically, but that's what I'm saying. So they've actually, De Bruyne has looked at it, say, you know what? Let me just go dominate because it could slow it down and play at his pace and just go from there. That's what it's like. You know what I mean?
Do you know, Rory, you're spot on because I mean, to me looking in, I thought, yeah, it makes sense. But I think a lot of people would have been surprised to see Son leave Tottenham. But if you look at Son over the last 3 years, while he's given his heart and sleeve to Tottenham, he has been in decline in terms of his levels. And do you know what? He doesn't owe Tottenham anything.
No,
that guy has run himself literally into the MLS on behalf of Tottenham. He's literally, he doesn't own a thing. I mean, Son at his peak when Kane was there, him and Kane, and even for a period of time when Dele Alli was there as well. Son was next level. And do you know what was lovely about the kid? Always played with a smile on his face, Rory. Always got a smile on his face. The latter 2 seasons, I saw that smile less and less. You know, I saw that smile less and less. So, again, just here's one confirmed. Harry Wilson staying with Fulham after Leeds failed in an attempt to sign. That would have been a nice move for Leeds. Yeah, Harry Wilson, again, ex-Liverpool player. Lovely left foot on him.
Sweet left foot.
Yeah. Here's another one. So, Johan Wissa has gone to Newcastle from Brentford. That's over the line. Yeah. Nicholas Jackson.
Is that 55 million, wasn't it? Yeah? 55.
It's around that money. It's not saying on here.
Million, 55
the
million.
One that surprises me, though, is the PSG striker, Mouani. Going to Tottenham, yeah. That was kept secret on a hush, hey? That was a hush.
Tottenham have to do something after when they flopped the Eze one, innit? And they had to do something.
Rory, oh my life, jeez. I mean, I can remember going to bed one night and it was going through. He's joining Tottenham. And then I wake up in the morning and socials have blown up. And I was listening to TalkSport and they were playing clips from the night before where lads are just like screaming and shouting down the phone, what's gone on? What's happened? Because literally it's like Arsenal kind of swooped in at the last minute or not. I don't know exactly the details. I can't say that I do. I don't know the guy involved. What I do know is I saw the interview between him and Ian Wright, which is an absolute beautiful interview. Check that out if you've not seen it online, people. And Eze is a cool kid, he's so cool. I mean, I wish I could have dreads like his, but my hair's gone anyway, so can't. But he's a cool kid, and the interview with Wrighty, I think Wrighty was literally trying to make the man bawl. The things he was asking him, I was like, stop touching this guy emotionally, man. You're trying to make him cry. But you could see how much it meant to him because, again, what's not often recognised is that Eze had a tough journey, as many pros do. They get released and they go again, they get released. But he was at Arsenal many years ago.
Arsenal released him.
Okay. So, do you know, in terms of the goals he scored in the last 2 seasons, which have been some poignant goals, as well as the goal he scored for England, I believe, that listen, if you're a young person playing football, girl or boy, don't ever give up. Yeah? Even if your grassroots coach says to you, you can't make it. I was watching, what was it? SAS, Celebrity SAS. Troy Deeney opens up, and I didn't even know this. He opens up, starts talking about the fact that 17 years old, he was still playing Sunday League football with his mates.
Yep.
By age 23, he was captain of Watford. So he'd been nowhere near an academy. Nowhere near. And I mean, you can sort of tell that by his building his frame because, again, when you get big like that, it's normally like coming through the non-leagues that, you've had to deal with the rough and tumble unless you've got like a whippet frame like Jamie Vardy, the exclusion. But often lads get really big because it's a different game down there. And you think of the career that Deeney's had. Unbelievable. And, again, the convention would say, if you're not signed by 6 years old, 8 years old, you're not in academy, playing regular with a contract, 2-year revolving contract, by the time you're 12, 13, 14, football's done for you. No, it's not. It's not. The reason being, Rory, there's so much football now. There's so much football. I mean, there was always the French leagues, the Spanish leagues, the Italian leagues. And I'm not talking about Serie A. You've got Serie B and C. You've got Ligue 1, but you've got the second division in France as well. There's levels where people can still carve out a career. I mean, I know a lad who's playing, he dropped from step 4 to step 5 because the step 5 team came in for him and offered him more money than step 4 to play. And also, yeah. Rory, this guy's playing step 5 and he's clearing $2,000 a month. That's an income where he can just do football. And he's not even in the National League.
Ridiculous. That's what happens. 100%.
Ridiculous,
mate. Honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. So again, I'd just say to anybody young, look, just keep going. That's the main thing. And you look at where the kid's got to. His humility is amazing because there's many people, and this is the resilience that has to be there when you get into the high end of sport, is to keep going. Even when people say don't, you can't, you've done. You have to believe in yourself. And this interview, it's so powerful. He talks about, he doesn't want to say because he doesn't want to sound like somebody nuts, but he talks about just knowing that this would happen, feeling that he would get here or come back to Arsenal.
Yeah,
even when he was signing, so close to signing for Tottenham, he was like, somehow I just know I'm going to be there and stuff like that. And I was just like, wow. It's almost like a spiritual thing. It was very touching, Rory. To see, really good interview.
Like, there's rumours that he could be says Tottenham coming for him, but he called the Arsenal manager to say, listen, at the end of the day, are you sure you actually want, because Tottenham are coming in for me. You sure you don't want me? And then what's supposed to happen? The manager's supposed to went to the board and said, listen, at the end of the day, we need to make a decision. And then the manager should have told him that, there's a board meeting coming up, just hang fire, and then boom, that's when they made the move.
Okay.
So they made the move.
So listen, something happened because, as I say, I dozed off or went to bed, as we call it. I'm an old man now, so I doze off a lot. understanding of the impression this guy is a Tottenham player. And my cousin, who's a massive Tottenham fan, big up D. He's on his way. He's on his way to Jamaica in the morning, and he's just celebrated a birthday just over the weekend. So big up to D. Yeah, and then it happened. Oh man, the banter on the family group was terrible, you know. And this, to the point where there was a point where D just stopped answering questions. He just didn't engage because he's just like, you know what, it's gone, move on, it's done. Can't do anything. It's done. He's signed a contract with Arsenal. It's done. And I think a big thing about it is 1 second. Hay fever's killing me.
All right,
absolutely killing me. There we go. That's why this eye looks like something out of Hitch. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I've just blasphemed. Sorry to the religious ones who might be watching, you know, but my father was a pastor, so I've got a blind that I believe. Anyway, moving on. Well, back to what I was talking about. That's what I call like a brain pop, where it just comes out of my head just exactly what I'm thinking right now. And sometimes it makes no sense to anybody else but me. But yeah, so I think what's hard about that one is it's not that Tottenham haven't been in that situation before, but it's that it's to your rivals. It was to your rivals, you know? And listen, we know Eze is going to have an outstanding, you know, God willing, no injuries. He's going to have an amazing season for Arsenal, and he could be the difference for you. He could be the difference for you.
Yeah, definitely.
If Arteta uses him right. That creativity, because the thing it does as well, Rory, it takes the pressure off Saka, because you've got two lads in there who, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know either of them, but I can't imagine they won't get on, because, you know, good footballers like playing with good footballers. That's a fact. And to have that, I mean, you know, you guys will be all right. You've started slowly, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I think you're going to be the team that comes closest to us this season. I really do. It
just goes down to team selection. That's what it is. True. Team selection. Like, I ain't being funny. Yeah, the manager has got his favourites in his team. Yeah. So for me, you have to play. Eze has to play number 10. So you put him in number 10. Where you gonna put Odegaard? And Odegaard for the last 2 seasons, he ain't the Odegaard who was before.
Do you think he's dropped off?
Yeah, he's dropped off. He's dropped off.
Seriously,
something isn't right. Something isn't right.
Yeah. So, but you see, Rory, these are the things that, I mean, we understand it because we see the reverse side of the game that, you know, the average fan doesn't see. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to remember now. There was somebody last season that came out, interviewed and says, look, had all this going on in the background. I mean, a good example is like the Kyle Walker situation. You know, the story broke about his second family. Next thing you know, he goes out on loan from City. He's now signed for Burnley. Kyle Walker.
Wow.
You know? But these things off the pitch can have such a huge impact. And listen, if I have a bad day in the house and then I go to work, I'm human. It'll affect my work that day. Now, these are elite athletes where we're talking about 0.5%, 1% improvement in performance. If you've got stuff going on behind you, so I'm just practicing the Isaac celebration. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you've got stuff going on behind you in your home life, stuff, you know, with your partner, your kids, whatever, there isn't a way you can focus fully. And you need to be able to, at the highest level, you've got to be able to focus fully. There's things distracting you, whatever it might be, then you're never going to be playing at your best or offering your best. And so I'm sure, you know, it'll come out at some point in time that something's going on, maybe, as to why he's not offering what he was. Because wasn't he at Barcelona?
He was at Real Madrid.
I was Real Madrid, that's it. I knew it was one of the top Spanish teams. And then he came to you, then he was loaned back or something, and then he signed for you or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So
the problem is, like, you know, in Odegaard's playing, right? You know, I noticed it last week. I was watching the game and they played against Leeds. So basically, Odegaard was playing, and when he gets the ball, he slows the play down. If you notice, he slows the play down. Okay. So obviously, he'll keep the ball.
Yeah.
He'll go on the right hand side. He'll dribble on the right hand side, instead of just playing it nice and easy, simple to the fullback, it'll come
Yeah.
back in and just do a little pirouette and then come back out again. So it just delays. So when our front players are making runs, it's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
late when he's releasing
yeah.
the
It's
ball.
gone. It's
But
gone.
when
Yeah,
Ethan Waneri come on last week, he's more direct. He just got it. He just got his first touch and then played it. That's why I move it a bit quicker. And that's how
yeah, yeah,
Eze
yeah.
plays. Eze plays the same. But
Yeah.
Eze can drive at people. He'll take people on and you know what I mean, go past players and then he release the
You're
ball.
right.
But
You're right.
early God ain't got that. He ain't got that.
He plays forward. He plays forward.
Mm.
You're right, Rory. You're right on that.
He ain't got that.
Listen, talking about pace and players that go forward. Oh, it escapes me, but you might know. The young lad who come on for you, 15 years old. What was his name?
Max
Do you remember?
Dowman. Max
Okay.
Dowman. Yeah.
Yes. Jeez.
What a player.
What a player.
But
And
I will
go on.
say he
Go on.
shouldn't have played yesterday. Shouldn't have come on yesterday.
Explain to me why.
Shouldn't have come on
Explain to
yesterday. It
me.
was the wrong time to come on yesterday. Shouldn't have come on yesterday. I'd have bought Ethan Waneri on yesterday because
Okay.
it's all right doing that against Leeds. It's
Yeah.
all right doing it in friendlies. But at the end of the day, you got to protect the player certain ways. A 15-year-old lad. Yeah.
True.
A
That's true.
15-year-old lad.
Mm.
And to play at Anfield and
Yeah.
expecting him in the last 8 minutes to rescue the game. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. It's wrong. I'm not being funny. You have to protect the lad. You know, you have to protect him. You know,
Yeah.
and you got seasoned pros there. You got Trossard, yeah.
Yeah.
You got Ethan Waneri, who could actually played.
Yeah.
So what was you actually trying to do? What was you actually trying to prove? Putting him on yesterday. You have to protect. Think about it. You have to protect these players. You know,
It's true. At that age,
all
you
right.
have.
You have to
Let's
protect
remember,
him.
he's still gonna. He's
He's a
gonna. If it was
schoolboy.
a school week, yeah, he's gonna go and do
Schoolboy.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could tell straight away when he was on the ball, there's no way he's gonna get past Kirkes. No chance.
Yeah.
No
Yeah. Yeah.
chance. Because Kirk, you know what Kirkes is like, innit?
Yeah. He's
the
a
way,
beast. He's a beast.
he looks like a B-Tech Stuart Pearce. He does, man. Yo, that man loves tackle, you know. I'm telling you, bro.
He's a monster, isn't
Yo,
he? You know what?
I'm
You're right,
saying.
because
Yeah.
there was a time where Madueke got a good half a yard on him, but he didn't let it go. And then even in the penalty area, man's gone to ground and sliding. And he's like, "Yeah, you might beat me for a yard of pace,
Yeah.
but you ain't getting that cross across." Then there was another one when I think Madueke cut in,
Yeah.
and he just checked and he just got the deflection. It went over the bar. So yeah, I mean, he's a different player to Robertson in terms of Robertson's quite clean and tidy, stays on his feet, but this guy, animal. I mean, my only concern with him is that he might give away a couple of penalties this season because the guys, you know, yeah.
It's like I think it was the game. Was it the game we played against? Was it Bournemouth? Was your last game Bournemouth?
Yeah.
He cleaned out one of their wingers. He cleaned him out.
Yeah.
I think he got a yellow, man. He cleaned him out, man. Honestly, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, he's one of them. I was like, wow. So yeah, that's why I was saying to bring on that young lad. I thought it was wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was wrong.
He looked outstanding against Leeds. It has to be said.
That's Leeds, though. No disrespect.
Yeah,
to
true.
Leeds,
So yeah. Well,
Leeds.
Leeds have just come up.
You know, that was
Leeds have
Leeds.
just come up.
You know,
but I
that
think
was Leeds.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? Might be unfashionable to say. Oh goodness, what we got here? Fulham have just signed Samuel Chukwueze on loan from AC Milan. That's Fulham.
Player.
And
that was a lad who's not Valencia. What's the one? Villarreal. Is that right?
Villarreal. Okay.
Yeah, the left wing, no, right winger, decent.
Okay, cool.
Decent player.
Rangers have just signed striker Youssef Chermiti from Everton on a 4-year contract. Initial fee 8 million with 2 million add-ons. Okay, interesting one.
But you see Mr. Ten Hag? You're up to him.
Is it 2 games he's been sacked?
Got sacked.
Oh dear. Yeah. Wow. It's not good, is it?
Not good at all.
And God, you've just had Piero Hincapi on loan with
Yeah,
an option to buy from
good player.
Leverkusen.
Good
Just come
player.
in. So yeah,
Left
Spurs have
back.
just had Randall Colo Muani. So he's on loan from PSG. So that's a good bit of business. That's a good bit of business.
Also got Simmons, ain't there? Javi Simmons and all. They've done. I ain't gonna lie, they've done well in the transfer market. To be fair,
Yeah. There's
they
been
got
some
plus they
good
got
action.
kudos. They got kudos same way there
Yeah.
from West Ham.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so
That's right.
their strike force would be deep. They've got pace in their strike force. So
Okay.
got
Chelsea signed winger Facundo Buonanotte from Brighton on a season-long loan, and they've recalled Mark Gui from a loan spell at Sunderland. Okay. Some interesting moves still going on, and that's the thing. I know the transfer window's closed, but then something happens with the loan business now where they can still do loans and stuff like that
still
even
could do
after the
loans.
deadline.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You could do like
yeah,
loan. I think you could do loans to like Championship and Championship teams and League One, League
yeah,
Two teams.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Actually, just flashed up on the screen. Um, it's an interesting one. I'm just going to touch on it. We've got a few minutes left.
yeah.
One of the best players I thought for Villa last season, in a season where all but for a decision in one of their last couple of games, but then you could argue they should have got it over the line before then, cost them Champions League football. But is it Morgan Roberts?
Morgan
No.
Rogers.
Morgan Rogers. Thank you, Rory. Morgan Rogers being sold.
Is he gone? Where's he gone?
I'm sure he's gone. He wasn't playing the other night. Let me just check this out. I don't
Nah,
want to tell him the wrong thing.
He played yesterday. I
Hang
saw he
on, 1
played
second.
yesterday because I was watching the Crystal Palace and Villa game. He played yesterday.
1 second. Let's have a look.
Villa were poor yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Second midfielder.
The one who's gone. Jacob Ramsey. He
Sorry,
went to
you're right. Beg
Newcastle.
your pardon.
He went to
So I
Newcastle.
was thinking that. I was thinking their midfield. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're right. Thank you for correcting me on that. No, he's still there. Youth career. Oh, one of the clubs you've been with. He was at West Brom, 2010 to 2019 youth career.
Yeah.
No, he's still at Villa. Yeah. 51 appearances, 11 goals. Okay. So sorry, but like, where did he start? Born in Halesowen. Okay, so he's literally come through the ranks in the West Midlands.
Was he Kidderminster too? Is that right?
So he was at from 2010 to 2019 he was at West Brom. 2019, and then from West Brom he went to Man City. 2019 to 2023, he was on loan to Lincoln for a little bit. On loan to Bournemouth for a little bit. 14 appearances there. Blackpool, he made 20 appearances there. Scored 1 goal. Middlesbrough, 23 to 24, 26 appearances, 2 goals. And then since 2024, 51 appearances for Villa and 11 goals. So you can see how he's developed and just become more comfortable. And then throughout that time, from 2016 to 2024, he's been through England under 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, under 20s, under 21s, and England first team. So the levels have never been in question. So, to be fair, I've talked about somebody I really like as a player, but I got it mixed up. It's Ramsey that's gone, like you say.
Jacob Ramsey, he was decent
Yeah.
too. Decent player.
And who else have gone? Jamaican international Leon Bailey.
Where's he gone?
Let me just look it up. We've got
I'm sure he's
about
gone.
a minute.
I'm sure he's gone somewhere.
Yeah, 1 second. Leon Bailey, there we go.
Teams.
Yeah, that rings a bell. Let's have a look. Let's get these stats up. Sorry, I should be better prepared, shouldn't I? There we go. So he has gone to Roma on loan.
Decent.
Yeah, that's good for him. Listen, look at everybody's gone to Italy. Look at everyone's gone to Italy. McTominay, if I say it right, he's flying. Smalling's went over there. I don't know what he's doing now. I've not heard anything from or seen anything from him recently. That's probably a good thing. Who else went over there? Tammy Abrahams. Was doing all right.
Is he still at Roma?
I think he is, bro. I think he is. Let's have a little look up on that. Tammy Abrahams.
Player is good player, not gonna lie. Tammy Abrahams, a good player.
Again, do you know what it is? Sometimes, like you say about looking after young players, they're brought into the first team a little bit too soon here, and it can ruin them. So he's actually 2025 is at Besiktas. So he's still a Roma player from what I can see. He went out from Roma to AC Milan on loan last season. Didn't even realise that. Played 28 times, scored 3 goals. But his 2021 season with Roma up until 24, 84 appearances, 26 goals. Not a bad return. That's just like 1 in 3, 1 in 4 almost. And then he's been at Besiktas on loan this season. Made 1 appearance and scored 1 goal so far. And he's still very much classed as an England player. He's been at the under-18s, the under-19s and the under-21s. And he's made 11 appearances for the England first 11 and scored 3 times in that as well. And as I say that, because we're moving into an international break soon, aren't we? I mean, it's madness that we start the season, and as soon as we start, we go to the international break. Jamaica have got some bits and pieces going on. Be interested to see. I think the squad's been announced. I'll see if I can put that on my socials. I think I have already forwarded it. But yeah, should be some good games there in the Caribbean. Then England have got what they're doing, which I don't even know. I haven't even looked it up. I'm going to be honest.
They brought a player in. Which player they brought in? Jamaica into their squad. Who is it?
They brought a few in because they went hunting. You know, like Mason Holgate from I think he was at Everton. Like they've been very clever, the Jamaican Football Federation, and approach players where they're decent players. Because you've got like Pinnock from Brentford who plays at the back
he's
for
good.
Jamaica
He's
as
decent,
well.
he's decent.
Yeah,
they missed him because like he was like he was playing centre back with what's his name, Lowe, and them 2 were solid. Pinnock, decent player.
Yeah. Well, it's all about partnerships, isn't it? And like the thing is, it's like where the Jamaica Football Federation have been clever. One, they've got Steve McLaren in, which is an amazing bit of business to do that for the federation and for the national team. But also, they've approached players of a Premier League standing who are decent Premier League pros, but would probably never play for England, if we're being honest. But they've tweaked the heartstrings and said, "Look, come on, let's hang on, what's this over here? Hang on, what's that? Oh, here we go. Because it's all about flags at the minute, Rory, isn't it? You know,
that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It's all about flags at the minute.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, because Mason Greenwood, there was talking about Mason Greenwood, and didn't actually pick him, did they? To be fair,
no, we're going to end the show on that, are we?
Something like they was going to pick him. I ain't gonna lie, they was going to pick him, bro.
Listen, the Mason Greenwood one will go on and on and on because he's been trying to restart his career over in, I think it was France. That rings a bell. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, people.
Yeah, Marseille. It was at Marseille.
Yeah, that rings a bell. And he was playing, I believe. And there was big talk last year. Oh, how's it going to be viewed? Well, when I spoke to my friends and family in Jamaica, they were like, "Yeah, bring him. We're not here. Bring him." Obviously, in the UK, it's very different because of the things that he was alleged of doing, but then has been, I believe, cleared of or acquitted of. There's still that smoke and the fire around that smoke, if you like.
Yeah.
And whereas as Jamaicans, we have a very different attitude to history, things that have gone before.
Yeah.
The British mentality and the European mentality is that, like, if it's happened, you are still that person or that character, or if you were alleged of that, there's no moving past that. And it does, I mean, it does raise questions, of course, because if there's any truth in what has happened, even though he's been cleared, then we have to acknowledge that. Then it does ask all those questions about, welfare and safeguarding and so on and so forth. So, yeah, we've gone there. We've ended on that one. Didn't know that was coming.
The player who Jamaica brought in, Tyrese Campbell.
Tyrese Campbell. Okay.
Right. I bet you knew whose son it was.
No, talk to me.
Remember great Kevin Campbell who passed away?
Shut up. No way.
That's his son. Yeah,
my.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Kevin Campbell.
Wow.
Legend.
Oh,
legend.
wow.
Yeah, legend. He's playing. He was at he played in the playoff final the other day. Who's in the playoff final?
He's Sheffield United.
Yes, he was at Sheffield
Yeah,
United. He
yeah.
scored. He scored. I swear he scored in the playoff final. I'm sure.
He
Yeah,
might well have done.
yeah,
Yeah.
he scored. Yeah. He's a good lad.
Wow.
He was at Stoke.
That's right.
I can remember going to that. Do you know, obviously, like where England used to actually, where England train.
Oh, Lilleshall.
St.
Back in
George,
the
no,
day.
St. George's,
Oh,
St.
St
George's.
George's. Oh, currently. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I regret this, you know. I had a chance to go and sit down and talk with Kevin Campbell, and I didn't because obviously he was talking to Tyrese because obviously Tyrese was playing at a game up there. I didn't
Yeah.
actually want to interrupt him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
And
sure.
that's what I knew about
Sure.
Tyrese. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
Beautiful story.
he's a good lad. He's a good player. Good player.
Well, I've got some stats on him here. So yeah, Tyrese Kai Campbell, great name, beautiful. Youth career 2014 to 2016 at Man City, 2016 to 2018 at Stoke City, and then his senior career continued at Stoke City, 146 appearances, scoring 31 goals. Then he went to Shrewsbury Town on loan from Stoke, 15 appearances, scored 5 goals. And then with Sheffield United since 2024, 37 appearances, scoring 11 goals. And he's been with England at under 17 level and under 20 level. 5 appearances between those two age groups, scoring 2 goals during those 2 tenures of ages. So there's something there. And, you know, listen, you know yourself how having a foot in the door in the game is so important. And with the name, okay, that carries weight because, you know, Kevin Campbell, absolute, like Rocastle, legends, Arsenal legends, absolute
Legend.
legends, man. You know, I know people talk about Thierry Henry, but I mean, these guys, I mean, before the Henry era, Rocastle, Kevin Campbell, huge
Right.
names, Michael Thomas, you know, Adams, Bold, big names, you know. And so yeah,
You can't leave out the Godfather, man. Come on, I ain't even knew you call his name. Come on, Paul. Do better than that, man.
What Bergkamp?
Come on, come on. The
What Thierry
Godfather.
Henry?
Nah. Before them time, you called that. Who do you call that? Rocastle. You
Yeah.
called that. Who else did you call that?
So I called that Rocastle, Michael Thomas, because obviously he scored that goal against Liverpool that won you the league that season. Never forget that because it wasn't even a nice goal. It was like sliding in, a little messy, but a goal's a goal, innit? Got you the league.
Call out the Godfather, man. Come on.
Godfather. Oh God, you done me now.
Around that era, come on.
Yeah, bearing in mind I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I'm trying to think
come
now.
on. If you don't, honestly, you need to end the podcast now.
Help me out, Rory. I'm struggling. God,
Come
tell
on,
me.
man. You called his name earlier on.
Did I?
Come on, man. Yeah, you called his name earlier on. You had an interview with Eze. See, you can't get a better clue than that.
My life! How can I forget Ian? Right. Oh my
Come
life.
on, righty.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And
righty.
you know what?
That is
You know we
generous.
spoke about at the start when we're talking about never give up. Because let's remember the connection there is that Ian Wright he made his appearance his well not debut but he came on for Palace in the cup final.
Yeah.
And Wrighty had been playing like good level like afternoons sort of thing, Saturday afternoons up until his early 20s. And goodness me, like if you look at the career Ian Wright has had, and he made that, I think he was he about 24? Something like it was
27.
late.
He's 27.
He was so late. But then there was a period of time when he was the most valuable asset for Nike in European football.
100%.
Can you remember? Because I sometimes use it on some of my clips that I post on Insta. Can you kick it? Yes, you can. And that advertising campaign with Ian Wright. And what did he? I think he wore. They looked a bit like. Correct me if I'm wrong. They looked like Tiempos. What he used because at the days boots were black. The night tip was white.
Not total 90s, is it? Is it total 90s? Is that what they call it?
I don't know. Did they do total 90s then? That's why I think Tiempos because they just look like a classic football boot. There might have been total 90s. There might have been,
like that,
but Wrighty, he was huge, absolutely huge. And I can remember a couple of times when he didn't get the England squad. I'm like thinking, now some of that might have been, you know, because Wrighty was an animal on the pitch, an absolute monster, you know, and some of the head-to-heads between him and Peter Schmeichel over the years, unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah.
But seriously, yeah, you're right. You're right to call me on that because yeah, righty. Woo!
Legend,
Absolutely, yeah,
legend,
100%, 100%.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh
And
man,
I was gonna say another player. I'm looking at got the Jamaica squad in front of me. Another player, every time plays for Jamaica is very good. John Russell
don't even know where
plays
that is. You know,
plays centre midfield. He scored
where's
quite a
he?
few goals. Quite a few goals. I swear he plays in the championship.
Is it?
Very good player.
Let's have a look. Let's try and find him.
John
John
Russell.
Russell.
Mhm.
Okay, let's have a look. John Russell. Oh, it's coming up as Irish. Oh no. There you go. John Russell
Yeah.
scores for JA. Let's find him. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Well, I'll have to look into him.
Yeah,
But
he's very good.
there are some fixtures coming up. Who else is in that? You've got the squad up there, Rory. Talk to us about the Jamaica squad for the coming up
Let me
games
see.
that are coming up now.
Um, let me see. Obviously, Damian Lowe. Yeah, he's a good
Okay.
player.
Yeah.
Richard King. I think somebody signed him. The English team signed him. Was it
Okay.
English or Scottish? English or Scottish team signed him.
Yeah.
Ethan Pinnock. Is he still at Brentford?
Brentford. The last
Yeah,
time I checked. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mason Holgate.
He was at Everton. If he's
Yeah.
not moved from there. Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
Amari Bell. Obviously, I know Amari Bell. When I say I know him, I know him. I know him. I know him. He's from. He lives. Used like he's original from
Isn't he?
where I live.
I was going to say, yeah. I won't say that out loud, but
Yeah. I know him.
he's a
Very
local
good.
lad.
Very
That's
good.
I knew there was
Very
someone in the
good.
squad from
Yeah.
this part of the world. I
Yeah.
can't
Very
remember who it
good.
was.
Very good lad.
I'm glad you
He's
remind me
just
of that.
like big respect to him. Like he's just signed for Charlton.
Lovely.
Charlton Athletic in the championship because he
And you know the
Mr.
thing is,
Luton.
Charlton as a South London club,
Yeah.
lovely club. I had the pleasure when Chris Powell was managing Charlton. I was invited down with some other black coaches.
Yeah.
He opened the doors and said, "Like guys, as grassroots coaches, because then I, that's where I was. Come in and have a look." And do you know what he did for us? This is what he did for us. So we were there all morning. So we saw the players come in. We saw the players have breakfast. We saw the players do their first training session. Then he brought us into the canteen. They had their lunch. We sat down with the players, had lunch. They were about to play. It was either Birmingham or Blackpool. He let us sit in on the analysis session with the players.
Right.
No, sorry, not the player session, but he got the analyst to show us what he was going to brief into the players. And it was things like, for example, the analyst had gone and watched a few games, plugged his laptop in, and it was like, "Chris, look at their goalkeeper. Every time we cross the ball's crossed to him, he fumbles the ball. He can't catch it first time." So in the training session earlier that day, guess what they've been practicing? Crosses. So it showed me that prior to the training, he'd already spoken with his analyst prior to the briefing, and then was setting up training based on what he knew he wanted the lads to practice, based on what the analyst had found were the weak points of that team. And I thought, this guy's really good. And I know there was a time where he was involved in the England setup. I'm not even sure where Chris Powell is now, whether he's still there.
He was at Sheffield Wednesday
Yeah,
recently. Well,
yeah.
he's just he left Sheffield Wednesday because obviously you know the financial things going on at Sheffield Wednesday
Oh
and
Lord.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things going on and whatnot. But Chris Powell, funny enough, I was like, what was that guy? I was going somewhere on the train, and I was in Birmingham, and I
Yeah.
seen him. I was like, right, Chris, how you doing? Right, I shaked his hand, did that type. We had a little chat. You know what I mean? The top guy.
He's so giving, isn't he?
Oh,
Top
he's a
man,
top
isn't
coach.
he?
Top coach.
So giving.
Top
So
guy.
as I say, we were there all day. There's pictures on my social media going back, must be 15 years now. I went there with my little cousin Morgan, who's about 23 years old now. And he literally was a little boy, tiny little boy. Just, for him, amazing to be took into a professional training ground and see what happens. And that's inspired him. And he still plays a good standard of football, which is great for him. And then also, for me as a coach, I was just like, okay, if the clouds aligned, maybe one day that would, I'd get there. But instead, I've had to just go down the corporate path and get a normal job. Grassroots football just doesn't pay. But, you never know. Get some more certificates, get some more badges. You never know what could happen in the future for both of us, bro. But yeah, I just want to finish by running through the Jamaica team because I'm loving the
Yeah.
posting that they've got, which is all are we one team. Love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I see that one.
Yeah. So
Greg,
goalkeepers, we've got Shaquan Davis, Jamali White, Tafari Chambers. Apologies in advance if I get any of these pronunciations wrong. Defenders got Dexter Lembikisi. Why did I put myself in this position? I didn't even have to read this out, and I've done it now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Carl Duncan, as you mentioned, Damon Lowe, Richard King, Ethan Pinnock, another one, Mason Holgate, Amari Bell, and Greg Lee as the
Greg Lee,
defenders.
he
Yeah.
plays in England.
Okay.
He plays in England. What team is it? League One or Champions? One of them. Yeah, one of them.
And again,
Yeah.
this is where between McLaren staff and the JFF,
Plays fullback.
they've done some clever recruitment, you know, because they've looked and thought, right, let's look what we can get from England because we know they'll have had academy-based training or you know, they've had the basics instilled in them from a young age. We can teach them the rest to bring them up to an international level. And I think that's what's happening because I can remember the first game I saw with McLaren with the team. And I thought, I was like watching a Premier League team, the way they were passing it out of the back, rather than just switching it in the air, they were passing it round the pitch. And I thought, okay, I can see the coaching impact already just after one training group. So, yeah, really good with that. Midfielders, you've got Isaac Hayden, Ian Frey, John Russell, Casey Palmer, Karoy Anderson, Jashawn Anglin, and Kevon Lambert. What a name that is. There we go. And forwards, Kaheem Dixon, Damari Gray.
He plays for
things.
Dixon. He plays for Charlton.
Okay.
Player. Yeah, I don't know if he's gone on loan. A decent player. Damari Gray. He's just come back to he's like signed for Birmingham City.
He's on fire at the minute.
Yeah.
He's on fire. Ronaldo Cephas,
good player.
Tyrese Campbell.
He's just got to move somewhere. Dangerous player. He's dangerous. Cephas. Yeah.
There's potential in the squad, you know. Warner Brown, Bailey Cadamarteri, Mikel Antonio. Listen, hang on, we've got to talk about this guy because seriously, when I saw him come on for Jamaica, and I think the last thing I'd watched of him was doing his rehab at West Ham. We've released him now, unfortunately.
So he hasn't got a club.
I don't believe so. I'd have to look that up, you know, Raw. I'd have to look that up. I mean, again, apologies, we don't have a script, so let's have a look. Mikel Antonio, there he is. Let's have a look. Where is he now? Let's see what he's doing. So released by West Ham. Wow. Yeah, so no club. So he'll just be training and they'll be looking at it thinking, you know what? We'll just have him as an international player. That might suit him. Less impact on his body week in, week out. I mean, obviously he's not going to have the match sharpness that some of the other lads
old is he now?
have.
Old is he about 28, 29?
He is 35.
Right, okay, I can understand.
Yeah,
I can understand.
You've got to think with the leg break. I mean, the guy, I saw the podcast between Akinfenwa and himself.
Yeah,
I mean, that was moving, bro. It was moving. I mean, the guy talks about the fact that he shouldn't be here. And then when you think about the crash that happened with Jota, similar thing, high performance car. We've lost two people, high performance car, guy's still here. I can remember watching the clip, seeing him doing his rehab, and his one leg looked like a broomstick. You know, he'd lost so much on that leg, but the guy's got it back. And the work he's put in, you know, having had injuries myself, the work you put in to get your muscle back in your legs as you're aging is so hard because literally your body's on the decline anyway in terms of, you know, retention and stuff like that. So he's done amazing. But you see, with Antonio, he's come up through the ranks.
Yeah.
So 2008, he was playing for Tooting and Mitcham United, made 4 appearances and scored 4 goals. From there, he moved to Reading, 28 games, scored a goal. Then he went back to Tooting and Mitcham on loan. He then went to Cheltenham Town, and in that interview with Akinfenwa, he talks about all of this and what happens, and the fees and stuff like that, and why it looked like it looked, and the movements he made, and it's so ridiculous. The lovely thing about podcasts now, Rory, is the insight the players can give
Yeah.
as to that side of the game, which would never get spoken about, and the average fan would just be like, "Oh, why is this person being awkward?" I mean, is that situation to come full circle is a good example of that. You know, from what's been reported, I don't know the guy, I don't know the club not near enough to say anything more than what's been said in the press. And the impression was that under the previous management, he was made promises that if Newcastle got to a certain point or clubs of a certain level came in for him, he could go. Like it's been said, if it's not in writing, it don't exist. But he was made promises that weren't kept, and that's not fair. But coming back to Mikel, and we'll finish because we have run over. We said an hour. We're going nearly for an hour and a half. Sorry, bro.
Okay, no.
It's what happens, though. It's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
We love the game. So we went from Mitcham, tuning Mitcham the second time to Cheltenham Town on loan. 9 appearances there, didn't score any goals. Then he went on loan to Southampton, 28 games, scored 3. Colchester on loan, 15 games, scored 4. Sheffield Wednesday in 2012 played 14 games, scored 5. Then another season period on contract, 2 years at Sheffield Wednesday, 64 games, scored 12. Then he was at Nottingham Forest for a season, 2014 to 2015, 50 appearances, scoring 16 times. And then between 2015 and 2025, a 10-year spell, 268 games, scoring 68 goals. So the guy can score, and he's scored at every level, going up
The
from
thing
the
about
grass.
it is, like, you see with him, you wouldn't actually even think he's a goal scorer, but everyone like his work rate. Because, you know, majority of the times, he'd even play up front. Because I can remember, like, watching a few games at Sheffield Wednesday.
All over.
He was playing wing back.
Yeah.
He's playing wing back. So, at the end of the day, it just goes to show. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure for West Ham originally, he was like right back for a while, and then I think they had injuries, and he just got pushed up front, and then he didn't stop scoring, and they just kept him up there. So big props to Mikel Antonio, because that's a journey that he's been on, and the fact that he's representing the home country is a massive thing. It's huge. And just to finish off the Jamaica squad, Shamar Nicholson, you know, so there's some potential there. I might have to look on the Adidas website and see how much a Jamaica top is now. Hopefully they've come down in price.
I'm due one. My son's on that case. Oh, Dad, I want one. Don't worry about it.
So but no, brilliant, Rory. So we'll have to make the next one a bit sooner than 9 months, you know, because it's like
listen, anytime you're ready, mate. Anytime you're ready.
In that time, somebody could have had a baby.
Anytime you're ready, mate.
Not myself, but But no, we'll call it there. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge. You know, it's a thing of absolute beauty. We said we were going to do this. We're doing it now. We've got 3 in the can now. That's episode 3, even though it's took like 2 years to get to 3 or something, or 18 months. Sorry. But, you know, we'll keep going. And hopefully somebody will look at us and think, actually, these guys know what they're talking about. Might actually watch the next one. But this will end up on YouTube. And click, follow, whatever you have got to do. I think I've set it up so you can add comments. Be kind. Don't be horrible people. You know what I mean? I've got feelings, got a heart. You know, it's right here in the middle of my chest. So Rory, thank you so much. God bless you.
All the best anyway, bro.
Yeah, have a great week.
Yeah, you too,
sorry
anyway.
that you're not going to win the league this season. It's going to be us again, I think.
We'll
enjoy the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, because I mean Manchester United aren't in that, are they? So
funny enough, our next game is against Port Vale. At Port Vale.
Banana skin.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I was at the Port Vale Birmingham City game the other night. I tell you what, Port Vale, honestly, they did a number on them. Nice
decent,
control. They passed the ball around, and honestly, decent.
Do you know? You highlight a good point, Roy, because you know what there is in these lower leagues. There are some very good coaches, but also some very good footballers.
That's
and
the thing.
When you get these televised cup games, there's players who realise now this is my chance. This is my shot window to show somebody I'm of this level. And let's remember, this transfer window's just closed. There's another one in January, not to mention the loan
Exactly.
window. So
That's right.
if you're impressing one of them games and then scouts like keep an eye on you for a few months until January, all of a sudden you've got to move. You've gone up.
Yeah.
And so, you know, sometimes I know the big teams, the top six will often bring in the second string. Often the second string isn't even championship level in a lot of clubs.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? And you have to be careful. You've got to get, like you've said about Arsenal, you've got to get the balance right, because if you don't,
Yeah.
you'll get caught out. And, you know,
Said there's
Grimsby
better coaches out there, Championship, League
Yeah.
One. And the thing
Yeah.
about it, like, to play at that level, you got to be tactically astute. You have to be astute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the thing of you take because you haven't actually got the players
The
who
ability.
can.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
The
right,
technical's
thank
not
you.
there, is it?
So for
The
me
technical's not
personally,
there.
if them coaches were actually coaching Premier League, all you'd have to do with the Premier League players, instead you wouldn't really have to coach them, because you know what I mean, they know what they're
It's
doing
easier.
already.
Yeah.
What it is,
Listen.
it's the
Yeah.
motivation to
Yeah.
motivate them. You know,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
true. I mean, like you know, I hark back to the time when we were at Borowash. The instructions you having to give players for a team that's playing step 6. I mean, I've just started working with a team that plays Sunday mornings. There's some things that I can't tell them because they haven't got that technical knowledge or ability. It's not their fault. They've just not been at that level. And I think we've just been cut off. Rory's just gone. Oh, we've lost Rory. Signal, maybe? Okay, listen, I'm going to call it there anyway, because we did say we'd go for now. We've gone for 90 minutes almost. Thank you for those of you who caught us after the event. We're going to try and do this again and a little bit more regular. And if you'd like to get involved, have a chat about your team or about grassroots football, please do get involved. I'm a referee. I'm a football coach. I still play veterans football. I absolutely love this game. I still work full time and I try and keep my marriage going with all those things and juggling those balls. So please, please, please reach out if you want to. I'd love to hear from you. And as I say, it's the FootballWorks Football Show with Rory and Paul. Thank you for being part of it. Goodbye.